The battle for your focus is not happening on a screen or at your job. It's happening silently in your own home. Not with loud enemies, but with quiet objects. Things that steal your energy without a sound. They don't have to be cursed, just cluttered with the wrong kind of story. They tether you to yesterday. They thin out your discipline, disrupt your rest, and scatter your attention until you forget what stillness even feels like. You don't even notice them consciously anymore. A piece of art that looks beautiful but feels heavy. A broken gadget you swear you'll fix from a life phase you've already outgrown. Souvenirs that tell a story of a person you no longer are. These aren't just things. They are silent anchors. Shaolin discipline teaches a foundational truth. Your mind cannot find clarity if your environment is in chaos. And this chaos isn't just about mess. It's about the emotional residue. Objects can hold onto past tensions, old heartbreaks, unresolved conflicts. They become docking stations for what we call your inner resistance. That subtle anxiety, that flash of irritation, that mental fog that descends for no reason you can name. Today, I'm going to show you which objects are quietly draining your spirit and how to deal with them, not with superstition, but with awareness. I will offer timeless wisdom from our temple, things that are about inner power, not outer rules. By the end, you won't just see your space, you'll feel it differently. You'll understand how physical objects can hold you emotionally hostage, and how letting go is not about emptying a room. It's about reclaiming your future. If you feel mentally stuck, easily distracted, or just off, your first step isn't a grand new plan. It's right here. The quiet war for your spirit starts on your own shelves. Subscribe and reclaim your inner territory. Have you ever walked into a room and your body just locked up? Not for any obvious reason, but your jaw gets tight, your breathing goes shallow. The room itself feels like it's holding its breath. That's not your imagination. That is what we call chi, or life force, and it is in everything. Every item in your home has absorbed the energy of the moments that happened around it. Laughter, grief, arguments, epiphanies. It all leaves a trace. That energy doesn't just evaporate when the emotion is gone. It imprints itself. It settles in. A stack of books from a friendship that ended badly. A chipped mug you never threw away. A rug that was a gift from someone who always made you feel small. These things pulse with inconsistent energy. A chai that has lost its balance. And when your living space holds this energetic conflict, your mind can't find peace. Subtly, gradually, you begin to feel reactive, agitated, pulled in different directions. The Shaolin Way is simple. What is unsettled on the outside will stir what is unsettled on the inside. The chaos in your home isn't just sitting there. It's actively mirroring a chaos inside you. This is why identifying these objects is a profound act of self-reflection, not just tidying up. You're forced to ask, why am I holding on to this pain? What part of me does this object represent? We often build memorials to our old wounds without realizing it, and a simple bookshelf becomes an altar to regret. That's when your own room begins to plant seeds of doubt in your mind while you sleep. This is the very reason monks live with simplicity, keeping only what supports their purpose. Not because objects are inherently bad, but because energy is fundamentally real. Your home isn't just four walls. It is a reflection of your own energy field. What you keep around you, you keep within you. Not all drains on your spirit are visible. Sometimes the problem is what isn't there. Empty walls that feel sterile, not peaceful. Rooms arranged for appearance, not for living. Spaces that follow a design trend but have no soul. These might look clean, but in the deep quiet of your life, they hum with emptiness. Not because they are vacant, but because a space without personal meaning, without intention, offers no anchor for your spirit. It's like a language with no verbs. The ancient masters understood that our surroundings should be a conversation, a support system. A single, meaningful photo can be a wellspring of strength. A plant you care for becomes a teacher of patience. What you place in your field of vision enters your subconscious on repeat, shaping you without a word. At first, you may not notice the effect. a vague sense of feeling unmoored in your own home, an inability to truly relax, to feel like you belong there. This is how the energy of absence works, a slow, quiet erosion of your sense of self, leaving you feeling like a guest in your own life. Mastery is not about grand gestures. It starts with the integrity of your personal space. Discipline means creating an environment that actively feeds your spirit, not one that is simply not messy. If a room feels cold, it doesn't matter how stylish it is. The deeper part of you is asking for warmth, for connection, for a story. It's asking you to choose nourishment over appearance, to infuse your space with things that genuinely make your spirit feel seen. Because when you create a space that reflects your authentic self, the silence stops feeling empty and starts feeling full. Your home ceases to be a showroom and becomes a sanctuary, a true training ground for presence, connection, and deep inner power. Some things carry a weight you feel in your soul, not in your hands. A gift you accepted out of obligation, but never liked. A piece of art that someone insisted you hang up, an heirloom passed down with a story of struggle you didn't ask to carry. These items appear innocent, sitting on a mantelpiece, hanging on a wall, but their real function is not decorative. It's a quiet testament to a boundary you didn't hold. No, you didn't say. Shaolin discipline starts with internal honesty. This honesty must extend to what you allow to occupy your space. Every object has an energy, and when it's tied to guilt or obligation, that energy becomes a tiny, persistent drain. Every time you see it, a part of you feels that flicker of resentment, that slight tension of inauthenticity. It whispers, "You are not in charge here. You do what others expect." And a piece of your energy remains tied up in that unspoken compromise. True mindfulness is not about being polite. It is about being true. Honoring yourself isn't about rejecting the giver. It's about taking responsibility for your own energetic field. Sometimes that means gently removing the object. Other times, it's about changing its story, actively deciding to keep it for a new reason that feels empowering to you. To let your home be filled with other people's expectations is to build your own prison, brick by brick. This is how you accumulate emotional debt. And when you carry too much, even simple joy feels effortful. The path to inner strength isn't just about what you do, it's about what you refuse to carry. That photo, that vase, that inherited clock. If it makes you feel constricted, ask, does this expand my peace or does it enforce someone else's will? There is power in respectful release. There is freedom in a no. That's a yes to yourself. Peace comes not from having the right things, but from no longer housing what feels wrong. This creates sovereignty. Sovereignty becomes clarity, and in that clarity, your true strength is born. The room is perfectly quiet, yet your mind is a raging storm. The disturbance isn't a person, it's a ghost. The glowing screen you just turned off. A dozen conversations left open. A stream of information you never chose, still churning in your head. This is the modern chaos. Invisible, addictive, and relentless. In the old days, a distraction was clear, a shout, a storm, a knock at the door. Today's intrusion is silent but far more invasive. You scroll, you click, you absorb. Each glance is a tiny cut, severing your connection to the present moment, fragmenting your chi. The Shaolin path is about stillness, but stillness is not emptiness. It's a state of profound, collected power. When your focus is shattered into 1,000 pieces, your energy bleeds out. You won't feel it immediately, but the toll adds up: a persistent low-grade fatigue, an inability to think deeply, a tension in your body that has no physical cause. The screen is more than a thief of your time. It is a thief of your center. Choosing to disconnect is a core discipline, a declaration of independence. Not to abandon the world, but to return to yourself. Leave your phone charging in another room overnight. Create a no-screen hour. Sit. Just sit. Notice what happens. Within minutes, you'll feel your own energy field begin to reform. It's slow, solid, yours. Your breath finds its rhythm. Your thoughts lose their frantic edge. You can finally hear what you actually think. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. A swordsman doesn't sharpen his blade in the middle of a battle. You must sharpen your mind in the silence you create. What you feed your eyes, you feed your soul. Curate it with intention, because peace is not an accident you fall into. It's a space you must intentionally carve out by deciding what you invite in and what you have the strength to put down. Clothing doesn't just touch your skin, it absorbs your story. That one suit you wore for a devastating job interview, the shoes you had on during a bitter argument, a scarf you gripped for comfort through a season of grief. These garments might look neutral, but they are not. They were there, pressed against you, during moments of peak emotional charge. The Shaolin view is that all materials, especially those in direct contact with the body, act like sponges for qi. Fabric holds more than just scent, it holds emotion. Despair has a coldness. Anxiety has a vibration. Frustration has a heat. These energetic signatures don't just rinse out in the wash. They linger in the fibers. And when you wear that item again, sometimes months later, something feels off. A sudden wave of sadness, a quick spike of anger, a feeling of being trapped. It's not the garment you think. It's the ghost in the garment. This is the logic behind cleansing rituals found in traditions worldwide. It's about clearing the energetic imprint from the tools and clothes we use. You can practice this yourself with profound simplicity. Wash an item with intention, using salt in the water. Leave it out in the sun or moonlight to purify. You can also simply choose to let it go, to donate it, or if the emotional charge is too heavy, to respectfully discard it. Self-mastery demands this level of subtle awareness, not from a place of paranoia, but from deep respect for your own energy. By cleansing the things that touch you, you release the echoes of who you were in moments of distress. You bring them and yourself back to a neutral, clean state. In that renewed stillness, your spirit becomes lighter. The past loosens its grip, and you can step forward feeling truly, cleanly yourself. Not all things are given with pure intention. A gift from someone secretly envious of you. An heirloom passed down out of duty, not love. A beautiful object from someone who, behind their smile, wished you ill. These things are more than just items. They carry the shadow of their origin. Energy is not confined to the person who feels it. It flows into their creations, their words, their possessions. When an object is given to you, especially if it comes from a place of unresolved negativity, it can act as a carrier, a tiny Trojan horse bringing an energy into your home that is not your own. You may not be consciously aware of the object's full story, but your spirit often feels it. A subtle unease when you're near it, a feeling of being drained after looking at it, a small, persistent sense of wrongness. Shaolin wisdom reminds us that mere ownership is an illusion. What truly matters is energetic alignment. If an object was given with genuine love and support, its presence will uplift you. If it was given from a place of jealousy, manipulation, or resentment, its presence can subtly pollute your space. This doesn't mean you must be suspicious of every gift. It means you must become a better listener to the silent language of your environment. An object will tell you if it belongs. It asks, do I resonate with the person you are becoming, or do I anchor you to a story that isn't yours? It is an act of power, not disrespect, to let such an item go. Thank the giver in your heart for the lesson, and then release the object. Return it to the earth, pass it to someone else who might not feel its charge, or cleanse it with powerful, focused intention. Your space is sacred. It is not a warehouse for the emotional baggage of others. It must be a clear reflection of your own path, and that requires choosing what stays with unwavering clarity, with truth, with your own full-bodied presence. Not all clutter looks like clutter. Some of it is artfully arranged, a room bursting with designer furniture, a closet overflowing with labels, shelves packed with collectibles intended not to bring joy, but to signal status. These are the beautiful prisons, polished, admired, but they quietly suffocate the soul. The Shaolin Way teaches that your environment is a mirror. An excess of anything, even of luxury, creates a different kind of noise. It fuels the hungry ghost inside the mind, the part that is never content, the part that needs to be validated, the part that endlessly compares. You can stand in such a room and feel a deep sense of poverty, even surrounded by wealth. There is no rest in a space built to be a performance. It clamors for your validation. It constantly poses silent questions. Does this impress you? Am I living up to this standard? What do they think of me now? This isn't a critique of having nice things. True mastery has no issue with abundance. It is a warning against attachment to the image of success over the feeling of peace. When your identity gets woven into your possessions, your spirit has no room to breathe. Simplicity, by contrast, is an invitation. An empty corner, a single candle, a table cleared of all but what is necessary. These are not signs of emptiness. They are declarations of inner wealth. Discipline is the power to choose what feeds your spirit, not what strokes your ego. A quiet room is not a void. It is filled with potential. And when you let go of the compulsion to look successful, you start to feel successful, grounded, whole, centered in your own being. The more you release what is for show, the more clearly you experience what is real. And in that raw clarity, peace is not a goal to be achieved. It becomes the ground you stand on. Even the things we call holy can become clutter. A meditation cushion with a tear in it, a string of prayer beads that snapped. A spiritual book you've read so many times the pages are falling out. These were once vibrant tools on your path, held with intention, used with reverence. But now, broken and forgotten, they sit on a shelf, their energy turned from sacred to stagnant. In the temple, we are taught to use our tools with immense respect, but to let them go without attachment. A broken sacred object is not a bad omen, but when it's left to gather dust, it is no longer an aid to practice. It is a monument to a practice that is no longer alive. It once called you back to the present moment, but now it has become just another part of the background, a spiritual fossil. Real reverence is not about clinging to a physical form. It's about honoring the natural cycle of things in tension, purpose, and release. It's easy to hold on for sentimental reasons. This was with me during a breakthrough. This rosary belonged to my grandmother. But when the life force of the object is gone, it no longer serves your living practice. Keeping it can become a subtle drag on your spiritual momentum. Letting go of a broken tool doesn't betray your past. It honors it. It is a declaration. I am grateful for the journey we had. I am now here. I am ready for the path ahead. True discipline is about the vitality of your practice today. Every small act of care, wiping down an altar, retiring a symbol that no longer speaks to you, lighting one stick of incense with your whole heart, shapes your inner world. Spiritual instruments are not trophies to be displayed. They are companions for growth, meant to serve their purpose and then be released with gratitude. When your sacred space contains only what is vibrant with current meaning, it becomes a powerful mirror for your own evolving soul. Clear, present, and fully awake. Energy doesn't just stagnate where you see it. It pools where you choose not to look. That drawer you cram things into. The closet full of clothes you haven't seen in a year. The garage corner filled with boxes of who knows what. These places may be out of your line of sight, but they are not out of your energy field. And the energy of things you ignore doesn't just vanish, it congeals. The wisdom of Shaolin teaches that your home is a physical map of your consciousness. Just as unresolved emotional tension can create knots in your muscles, unresolved physical clutter creates knots in your home's energy. These become dead zones. Qi gets trapped, blocked, and heavy. Take a slow walk through your home this week, not with the intention to clean, but with the intention to feel. Pay attention to the places your eyes naturally avoid, the doors you hesitate to open. That is your intuition speaking. Your body senses the stagnation that your busy mind has learned to ignore. This is not about achieving perfection. It's about restoring flow. Even the simplest gesture, opening a window in a dusty room, moving one box, wiping down one shelf, can break the energetic dam and shift the feeling of the entire house. Neglect is a form of abandonment, and it creates a gap between you and your environment. Awareness is the bridge that reconnects them. This is a form of deep spiritual training, perform not with grand ceremonies, but with a simple broom. You invite life back into dead spaces by inviting your attention back to them. You don't need a renovation, you just need reverence. Every closet you clear is a part of your mind that you reclaim for clarity. Every dark corner you illuminate becomes a promise to yourself. No part of me is forgotten. All parts of me are worthy of care. True mastery is built in these quiet, deliberate acts, where cleaning a floor becomes a meditation, and your home becomes a living, breathing testament to the inner balance you choose to embody. If you can learn to walk slowly enough, your home will tell you its secrets. Every part of it has a unique feel. Some rooms feel expansive and light. Others feel dense, agitated, or sad. These are not just feelings, they are data. You miss it when you're moving fast, but when you enter with awareness, the truth of the space reveals itself. A hallway that makes you want to rush through it. A chair nobody ever wants to sit in. This is your home communicating, not through words, but through energy. Shaolin discipline is not just about moving your body correctly, but about learning to read the energy of a space, to sense where the chai is vital and where it is weak. You don't need any special talent for this, only your presence. Begin with your breath, calm and deep. Let yourself feel the ground beneath your feet. Now, walk into a room as if for the first time. What is the very first thing you feel? Is the air charged or peaceful? How does the light affect your mood? If a corner feels heavy, trust that sensation. Burn a stick of incense or a bit of sage, not as a magical rite, but as a conscious act of reset. Watch the smoke. Guide it into the spaces that feel stuck. Say something simple and true. I now release all that is not for my highest good. I welcome clarity and peace here. These small, intentional actions have great power. They transform the energetic field of the room, which in turn calms your own nervous system. Your shoulders drop, your mind clears, your breath finds its natural depth. This is not a one-time fix. It is the daily practice of tending to your energetic home, which is tending to yourself. Discipline is not found only in a kick or a punch. It's in the mindfulness you bring to opening a door, the peace you choose to create with a stick of incense, the reverence with which you treat your sanctuary. A home that is consciously cleared becomes more than a building. It becomes a resonant field that supports your journey, an ally in your growth, a true mirror of your soul. And when your home is truly at peace, your spirit finally has a place to come home to. When you clear what no longer belongs in your space, you are doing more than just organizing. You are practicing the art of integrity. You are making a clear, powerful choice. My peace is more valuable than this object. This is not about myths or magic. This is the bedrock of self-mastery. The things we choose to keep are not inert. They are active statements about our values, our fears, and the past stories we are still committed to. The Shaolin path does not require complex rituals. It requires something far more powerful: daily, unwavering awareness, a calm mind, an honest eye, and the quiet courage to let go of what is no longer true, day after day. So walk through your home as if it were a temple, not a place of rules, but a place of reverence. Let your discipline be your guide, and let the space you create become a constant, beautiful reminder of the person you are choosing to be. Thank you for taking this walk with me. If this message brought you a moment of clarity, subscribe and continue the journey. We move forward together with intention, with power, and one conscious choice at a time.